Hello everybody! See what the Stonehenge tour we took at the end of our Cunard Queen Mary 2 cruise was like. This excursion lasted about 4.5 hours, and it was a round trip from the Port of Southampton. Due to our tight schedule, we did have to book this directly with Cunard, but if you wanted to compare prices or see additional options, check out the link in the description of the video. On the way there and back to Southampton, we also visited new forests, Salisbury, and saw many animals, plus charming towns and villages. We'll provide a few tips and useful tidbits to help you make the most of the Stonehenge tour, and those will be shared throughout the video. We had a fantastic tour guide who provided enlightening commentary, so enjoy and let's go.
So you can leave stuff here if you wish, and the bus download the app as I showed you on the little booklet. And when we go down there to the visitor centre, the internet access is really good there. You wait clockwise round because the little plaques in the grass that tell you which bit of the app to listen to at which point is marked in that way. You will get to that, you'll see the whole stone circle, but go clockwise. That's what's recommended. You don't have to, of course, it's up to you, but that's what's recommended. And then you can take the shuttle bus back. I'll say goodbye at that point at the stone circle. You can take the shuttle bus back. I recommend you go and see the exhibition though, and so on. Okay, so in a moment you'll be getting one of these wristbands. Keep them on so you can see the exhibition, no problem. They're very tall, in fact 3 yards taller than the tallest spire in England, which is in Salisbury, and we'll be seeing that a little bit later on. They added the word south to the name Hamlet, and so the terminal is called Mayflower Terminal. We have 5 terminals and one of them is Mayflower, where your ship is. And John is absolutely right. The founding fathers, the Pilgrim Fathers, they sailed from Southampton originally. They docked in at Plymouth. The reason for the cattle grid is so that the animals don't cross over it and then end up on the motorway, and that would be very dangerous for them. So the cattle grid is about to be heard as we go over it. In just a second, here we go. Okay, now that grid is there, so as I say, the animals can't cross over because the animals are free roaming animals. In other words, the animals in the New Forest can roam anywhere they like. They'll be on the right hand side as we pass by in a moment. There are some pigs. They're just lying there. Can you see? Just here on the right. Gloucester old spots. And yeah, so there are about 7,000 animals all roaming freely here in New Forest. That means if a cow wanders onto the road, we in this bus have to wait for it to move out of the way before we can drive any further. So the animals have right of way here. So we have many species of deer, but also we have a number of ponies, 3,000 ponies, and we're going through a little village which is absolutely delightful called Brook. And if you've got your cameras ready, there's some beautiful thatched cottages to be able to see on the left and on the right. But in a moment we'll see it. And the pub is called the Green Dragon. But on the right, as I say, beautiful thatched cottage. And there's another one, and there's some coming up as well, and a little entrance with thatch, and the Green Dragon on the left. Yes, so absolutely all sort of parasols in the garden here, also made of thatch. And they use reeds for the thatch, for the main part of the thatch, but reeds don't bend over the top, and so they use sedge for that, a different plant altogether. And you might have noticed there were no street lights in the village of Brook, nor in other villages, and the reason for that is it's distracting, but also it's you notice the stars so much better when there are no street lights. We're going to see Bramshaw Golf Course, which is the oldest golf course in the New Forest, and even here the animals can roam freely, so they might need to duck in case a golf ball heads their way. You can see it on the left, the golf course. Yes, some more cows on the left here, and all roaming freely. And there's a so if you've got your mobile phones or your cameras handy, it's just stopping, so you might be able to take a photo. And can you see no fence head? They enjoy eating gorse in spite of its thorns. New Forest ponies, they live in the forest all year round, and they don't need to go indoors because we have it when they're giving birth. The ponies. And can you see there's another little one, another foal that's having a little rest in the foliage there. Okay, can you see the reflecting collars of the ponies on the right? And the reason they have these reflective collars is so that they can be seen at night. And the village called Lover, what a lovely name. Apparently at Valentine's Day, the postman can put the stamp on that states Lover on it on your Valentine's card. Brilliant. It says Lover. Can you see that? It's referring back to that village I just mentioned further back. And we're about to come into Wiltshire, so we're leaving Hampshire now and we're entering the county of Wiltshire. A bit like your states, whether it's Pennsylvania, New York or Texas, except just a little bit smaller. In fact, a lot smaller. So Hampshire is where your ship is, and Southampton is in Hampshire, and we've just gone into the county of Wiltshire. There are thatched cottages, there are some beautiful half-timbered cottages, so they're white and have timbers in them. We're about to pass one on the right in a moment. We can see it straight ahead at the moment though. And it was set up by the Saxons, but then the Normans came here, and in fact it's a beautiful Norman church that we'll see on the right hand side in a moment. It is made of stone, so not thatch or red brick, and it's made of stone and has a beautiful square tower, and it's called St. Laurence's Church. You can see it on the right. It's at the back a bit at the moment. Yes, can you see that? Beautiful Norman church. So Norman as in Normandy, the French that came over with William the Conqueror. On the left you can see some very old Tudor houses, beautiful quirky chimneys. And here on the left we're passing the corn mill over the River Avon. And the River Avon you can see on the right and on the left now. But the River Avon, interestingly, is split into three here. So if you missed it just don't worry, we're going to go over two more bridges. We're going to go over the Avon twice more. A chalk stream or chalk river. Here we go over it again. Absolutely beautiful. Another thatched cottage on the right, and some lovely roses here on the right. Here's yes, it is a chalk river, and so trout do really well here, and so trout fishing is very popular. Here we go over the last bridge, and we're going to head off towards the end of the town, where we'll see this green. This used to be full of hunters at hunting season with their red jackets on their horses and their dogs, and there'd be fox hunting. That's now been outlawed though. But you're probably thinking, well, why would it have a trout when it's called the Bull Hotel? But you see, the word for male trout here in Britain is a bull. Can you believe it? So because we like playing on words. Avon. So when you say the River Avon, what you're really saying is the river. Encouraged to fly the Ukrainian flag in sympathy for the Ukraine at the moment. Soon then that'll be why. And of course it's blue and yellow because the blue is the blue. And can you see these patterning here with the flint as well, and the cathedral tower on the castle? Here on the left, can you see, for example, just before the entrance to the private school there, and again here. And then it was sky, and the yellow is the many cornfields and wheat fields that grow in the Ukraine, which feeds a lot of the different countries here in Britain and other parts of the world. On the left you can see the cathedral in between the houses every now and again. Today there are only 4 Magna Cartas left, and in my opinion the best preserved one is here in Salisbury in the chapter house, and you can actually go and see it and read it, and it's just amazing. And of course, the American Constitution is based on parts of the Magna Carta. So it's well worth a visit if you were to come again. And we're going to pass by in a moment the original town of, or city if you like, of Old Sarum. Now I mentioned the recycled stone around the cathedral, and the stone was taken from Old Sarum, which was a fortified town up on a hill, and we're going to see that in a moment on the right. But you can see it really was an amazing little hill fort, because it's on a hill and you can see, they could see the enemy from really miles away. And it's here on the right. Can you see it? You just see a sort of clump of trees on a hill, and you can see sort of old banks around it, so you can see where the earth has been dug and then banked up, where you can see your enemy from afar and move down into the valley and build the cathedral there in Salisbury today. But you see, in Old Sarum there was two problems. One was, over time, as the population increased up there wasn't enough drinking water. There just wasn't enough for the population, the expanding population. Now, Stonehenge evolved from a Neolithic burial site around 5,000 years ago. 5,000 years ago. So pre-Egyptian pyramids. Okay, so this is before they made the Egyptian pyramids. It was developed into a sophisticated stone circle built on the axis of the solstices and equinoxes. In other words, based on the movements of the sun, the setting sun, the rising sun. Now, in Stonehenge, there are big sarsen stones. They came all the way from the Marlborough Downs. Downs means hills. We think the word down came from the German word dune, and if you think about the word sand dune, then you realise where we get the idea of hills from. So Marlborough is about 20 miles from here, amazingly they were able to drag these huge stones all the way from the Marlborough Downs, 20 miles from here. And the smaller blue stones that you'll see in Stonehenge came from the Preseli Hills in Wales, but that's about 240 miles from the site. And the tools that they had, the wheel had not yet been invented, and the only tools they had were made of stone, wood, and were bone. So it was an amazing achievement. The summer solstice, that means on the 21st of June, the sun rises at the heel-stone and goes right over the centre, right through the centre. And at the winter solstice, in other words on the shortest day of the year, on the 21st of December, the same thing happens again, but from the other side, so 180 degrees in the opposite direction. And it's not so much the sun rising as the sun sets. So it sets from the other side, and the beams of light from the sun shine exactly through the centre and then past the heel stone again. And I'll show you where the heel stone is a little bit later on. Unfortunately, we can't stand in the middle of the stone circle today because there are so many people that visit Stonehenge and the stones have to be protected. You see, tourists used to, especially in Victorian times, about 150 years ago, used to chip bits of stone off Stonehenge and take them home as a souvenir. And of course, the stones therefore got eroded and were damaged. And so to protect the stone circle, people are not allowed in it. But you can walk around it and still see the beautiful site. Minutes. And if you miss that bus, don't worry, the next bus will turn up in another 5 minutes. Okay, so the shuttle buses keep coming all day long. In southern England, Stonehenge is probably the best known prehistoric site. Here on the right you can see some burial mounds. Can you see them here on the right? And most of them are circular, some of them are elongated though. And we'll be in Stonehenge very soon. A large cemetery. Now we're about to come to the visitor centre, so you can see it on the right now, and in a moment you'll see it straight ahead. And you can also see straight ahead the light brown shuttle buses. Now what we'll do at first, is I'll get out of the bus, and sometimes we call this a coach, by the way. You see on the right here is the visitor centre with its free toilets and shop and cafeteria, and above all the exhibition. I'll get out of the bus and I'll collect the tickets, which are, as I say, in the form of armbands or wristbands. Please don't take those off, because you'll need to show them when you go to see the exhibition. And you have 2 hours time here. Now, have you changed your watches so that it's 10 o'clock for you too? Yeah. So if you're back at the coach or the bus here at 12 o'clock, that'd be great. If you want to use the toilet, it's just that building there to the left-hand side of it.
So wait, we just keep walking there, I guess, to the visitor center, and then take the shuttle bus. It's amazing, love it. Got to visit all those cool towns just passing through. Wait, do we need to get in line again, or what is this? I think we already have our wristband. Yeah. Here's an exhibition. Let's go see the Stonehenge first, and then we'll come back to this. Yeah. Let's go to the shuttle bus. Oh, that's a stone you could go touch. You wanna go touch it? So here's the shuttle bus.
Why do they have a stone there?
It's because you can't touch the Stonehenge. I'm not sure if it was or it's a replica. Or it's like the same type of rock from the same quarry.
Thank you. Wristband or tickets?
That's what I was trying to tell you. You get the exact.
Ooh, right here in front.
Thank you very much. I'll pay with taxes, I'll be a good thing.
Older than the pyramids.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's insane.
Does it remind me of those that in Mexico? How did they do that?
Wow. Go this way instead of that way. Go this way first. That's what she was saying. You know.
Yeah.
Aubrey Holes. There's like a metal thing supporting.
Where is it?
Right there. See that? Is that metal or something?
Look at that one. They almost look like a drill. You have to do the longer grass.
All the stones which have a lintel over the top, the lintel had a little hole made, and so the fitted into that lintel, and so it would easily fall off. Oh, that was an idea. So now what? Yeah, we think.
Never mind. But it's like a pretty realistic replica, I guess. Too tough. Let's look at these huts really quick. And then we'll have to go. I'm not sure. I think they're replicas. Oh wow, they live in houses like that. So they used to live right next to Stonehenge.
But where'd they go?
Wow. Nice bed.
He's on display in a special room.
All right, 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Your wristbands, perfect.
Prehistoric temple.
But originally on the grounds of Wilton House was a monastery from the 900. And today the house has 21 acres of park landscape with water garden and rose garden. Is absolutely beautiful. And this Wilton House has been used for film sets. Coming up to it now. Slow down, slow down, slow down. There it is in the distance. Yeah, you see, you blink and it's gone. Oh dear. Yes. So visit Wilton House one day, and then you can actually walk in the grounds and see it that way.
There's a pub down here called the Bat and Ball. Now the story goes that a gentleman from this village went to America with a game that we play over here called Rounders, and that developed into the game of baseball. So this pub down here is where, can you see the house? No, you will see it in a minute, I promise you. This is where the game of baseball originated from. So you can say you've been to the village where it came from.
So if you keep looking to the right, can you see on the right hand side, you can see a sort of red brick building in the distance with beautiful chimneys, and looks quite amazing. Breamore House. And on the right again, we've got an absolutely gorgeous nursery that has thatched roof too, chalk river, plenty of flat trout in there. In fact, one of the rivers very near here, President George W. Bush went trout fishing. Thank you, thanks, very kind of you.
And that was our wonderful tour of Stonehenge, and a lot more actually. We hope you found the video helpful, and we appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up and leave a comment. Special thanks to our terrific tour guide and bus driver, and thank you for watching.